everyone. How are you? Sorry I'm a few minutes late. Last minute things I had to take care of. Okay. Hey, I can hear me. All right, now shut up, Aaron. Okay. Hi, Mr. Black Wolf. Hi, Koi. Hey, Gracella. Hi, Taboo Topics. Hi, Robin. Hey, Nana Hawk. Stop it, dog. Hey, Reagan. Hi, Jill B. How is everyone tonight? Yes, I know the cold does need to go away. I actually had to wear a jacket today. I don't like it. But sadly, though, in upstate New York, we haven't even reached cold yet. Yeah. Hi, Jill B. Okay, so how's everyone doing? I hope well. I really hope well. I have an interesting stream planned tonight. So first, I want to address one thing real quick, and then I'm going to get into the TRO business. So I saw a clip today of a stream from yesterday, and what I saw here, I don't like how it made me feel. I felt like disgusted, I think would be probably one of the better words I could pick. Like I wasn't like pissed off, like fuming or whatever, it's just like, I was just disgusted. I was just like, I don't know, like there was enough. That's all I really fucking needed to really know what this person is all about. Let me show you what it is I mean. So this was from a stream from yesterday, from Cheshire stream. And there's this one section here where she talks about Black Wolf here Wolf here in the chat, and Meg. Now, for the most part, when it's come to a lot of the social media drama with Meg and Black Wolf and Alice and whoever else, I made it a point to stay out of it because it's not my business, and everyone involved is very capable of taking care of themselves. So really, I don't see any need or reason for me to be in it, and really, it's not my business. But this kind of disgusted me. So I'm going to show you what I mean. All right. Now, you're going to hear Cheshire first mention this comment that Wolf said. Now, I know Wolf, so I know the context in which he meant this, but I can understand if someone who doesn't know Wolf would not know the context in which he meant this, okay? I can see that. Cheshire knows Wolf enough to know what context he meant this in, but Cheshire doesn't give a shit. Cheshire wants to try to, just paint the man as negatively as possible. So she's going to pretend that she doesn't know the context in which he meant this. Now you're going to hear him. She's going to read a comment, and you're going to hear that he put a post up or a tweet up saying how they must have been on the subject of people who like inappropriate things with small aged people. And what Wolf was saying was, if that's your deal, don't make a victim out of a small age person. It just, I don't know, like put your efforts or whatever toward a professional in that field who's not a minor, who's of age, but just looks young. That's what he was saying. Now, if you don't know him, I know how that sounds. But in the context of things too, this wasn't like, hey, this is what everyone should do. It was a buildup of a conversation, and that's where it had built up to, and that's what he was saying. Knowing that and knowing him, I don't find it to be inappropriate. But under any other circumstances, yeah, I probably would. So I can understand if some people still take issue with this. But he wasn't at all suggesting that anyone who's into things like that should go and victimize someone who's not of age, nor was he saying that he himself was someone like that. But this is Cheshire's take from this, and this is what I find to be disgusting.
One of the guys that Aaron defends and supports, somebody who also has a restraining order against this same lady, told a story or was talking about how if you want to have sex with underage children, or are interested in that, what you should do is go to a prostitute who looks underage. This same man, this same
now
man is.
We already discussed. Already discussed the whole. You need to know the context, and if you know him, you know how it was meant, and it wasn't meant in this, like in the way in which he's trying to paint things. But barring that, just never mind that part right now. Right now, this is what I want to talk about, because I know how he meant this, so I don't need to talk about it. I don't need to talk about that part of this. But I also know exactly how Chesh meant what she's about to say, and that's what I do want to talk about.
Friends with one of the other women who has drug abuse problems and who is a part of this group and who has a restraining order against her. He is friends with her 11 to 12.
I want to stop right there for a second. So I don't know what the restraining order thing has to do with anything, because what she's talking about is something completely separate than what anything would involve a restraining order. So why even mention that? Oh, that's right, because it's deceitful, because she doesn't want people to look at the facts of this matter, of this situation, of this subject matter. No, she wants you to just look at all the negatives. So she's going to throw all the negatives out there, right? But,
12-year-old daughter. This man has also allegedly been sending this woman money. What has he been sending her money in exchange for? I wonder.
You notice how she said allegedly? So she hasn't even confirmed this information. She says, and this man has allegedly been sending her money. So she doesn't even know, but she's going to now insinuate that he is paying her for some sort of, I don't know, relationship with her daughter. And that she's so used to being a drug addict who must have just sold herself and her kids, to support her habit at some point in time, that she's doing it again. This is what Cheshire is saying. So make no mistake about this, okay? If my words are falling on your ears at this moment or in the future, at this point in time of the stream, what Cheshire just said, that if you are in some kind of addict, or if you've experienced an addiction to drugs or alcohol, that you are nothing more than an item in which to sell yourself for said drug and alcohol. And that if you have kids, well, you are just more than likely going to offer them up for sale too. That's what she's saying. That's what she just said. She just insinuated that solely based on the fact that this woman used to be an addict, that she must have sold herself to support the habit, and therefore she must be selling access to her daughter to this man online. Like, really? How can you just make a mockery of actual victims of such crimes like that? How can you just use them, use their trauma, use their pain for your personal little bit of petty gain there? Like, that's just disgusting. Like, I mean, it's one thing to call people Nazis who are clearly not Nazis, like Renell Smith there, who grew up in, South Africa. Sure. That's bad enough. But now this. Like, I mean, I don't know why I'm still surprised that she has no shame. I shouldn't be. Like, this should be like common knowledge and something I'm used to by now, having to realize that. But really, this time still, it kind of amazed me. It's fucking disgusting. Like, I mean, how can you even fucking, as the words are coming out of your mouth, how can you think that that's okay? Like, that's just fucking twisted. I'm sorry. It is. It fucking is. All right. I'm going to go to chat, and then we're going to move on to TRO stuff. Yeah, she sexualized a minor. Yep. Yeah. And she did it for no other reason other than she just doesn't like you guys. And she knows that at some point in time, Meg has this bit of history that she can now use in Cheshire's favor, to use it against Meg and to paint this narrative. I mean, think about this for a second. Okay, now obviously it's not true. None of it's true. Okay, don't get this twisted. But even if it were, Cheshire would have just outed this young girl on fucking YouTube. But obviously it's not true. So we don't need to get all up in arms about that because it doesn't apply. But that's how very little she cares. So if it's one thing, if she were right, she would have outed this child. That's how little she cares. But it's even worse, I guess, maybe that she wasn't right, because now it's just ruining all kinds of people involved, potentially ruining all kinds of people involved. And it's just gross. Like, anyone who hears this, how can you not feel like you want to fucking take a shower and just like crawl in bed and in a fetal position and just cry? I mean, it's so fucking disgusting. I can't take it. Yeah, exactly. Your daughter's got nothing to do with any of this. Why is she even fucking talking? Why is she even talking about your daughter? Like, this person who wants to sit there and say, oh, look at how the people talk about Katie's son, when in actuality, we just fucking talk about all the shit Katie says about her son. But she wants to sit there and bring it up like that's a big thing. Well, who the fuck's bringing Meg's daughter into this? Who the fuck is doing that right now? That would be Cheshire. And Cheshire is doing it for a sexual fucking petty gratification of her own. It's fucking gross. That's gross. Okay. I don't even want to talk about this anymore. It's fucking skeeving me out. So now, as many of you probably know, did I? Yeah, I did. Okay. So as many of you probably know, if you have been paying attention on Twitter. Okay. So for those who don't know, let me just do a quick backstory here. Months ago, I think it was back in February, maybe, Katie Joy took out a TRO on Vada Jade. Well, Brittany is a real name, but she goes by Vada Jade here on YouTube. And in doing so, she accused Vada Jade of all of these all kinds of things, crimes mostly. And she even claimed to have reported Vada Jade to her local sheriff's department and the FBI. Now, I can attest that it's true that Katie did report Vada to the local sheriffs. I believe she did the FBI too. I have no reason to doubt that. However, that's something I've not had any opportunity to, like, with certainty verify. That's all. But she did with the sheriffs. I was able to verify that. The investigation has since been closed, from what I understand, and there's been no arrest made because nothing led back to anyone. There's nothing there to lead back to Vada. That's really all I know about it. It's something about maybe an IP address or two or something that he forwarded on to like some local precincts or whatever. But that's not that was where shit was coming from. Just that maybe something needed to be looked into. That's what I gathered from it. I don't know. I have no idea what the IP addresses were, mind you. But that's all I know as far as that goes. But and in response, Katie was running her mouth about having done this, and Vada said, no, we're not going to play it like this. Vada then took out a TRO against Katie to basically shut down her narrative before she, defamed Vada, like Katie defames most anyone else she talks about. And it worked because Katie Joy did end up shutting her mouth. Now, and basically, I'm not sure of all that transpired up until this moment, but what I do know is that there are no more TROs. Now, I don't know exactly why that is. I don't believe any kind of agreement or whatever was reached. I don't know, though. But I do think that from the looks of things, it looks like they just each dropped their own TRO, and that's it. But regardless, it doesn't matter even if there were an agreement. Okay, I don't think there is, but even if there were, here's what I want people to just listen to. We're going to go through and we're going to list a few of these claims that Katie made about Vada. Okay, about why she felt the need for this TRO and whether Katie did come to an agreement or not. Whether she just dismissed it so that Vada would dismiss hers, or whether she came to some other agreement and dismissed it. She still fucking dismissed it. So you're going to hear her make these crazy ass claims, accusing Vada of threatening her son and everything else. You're going to hear this straight from Katie's mouth. And just keep in mind that months later, Katie dismissed this TRO. And this isn't the first time she's done this. She did this with Steve, although she had a little bit of success with Steve, I think, because it was her first attempt, really, possibly. And really, the only success she had is that the two of them entered into the same agreement and agreed to the same terms. So Steve couldn't talk disparagingly about her for a year, nor could she talk that way about him for a year. And they both adhered to that for the year. But then she tried to do it with Tina and with Little Miss Noble. Both of them. And she, before the hearing happened, she had approached each of them for a settlement. And I'm not sure exactly what the terms were. Something about like, don't talk about me for 10 years or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe more to it, but I just remember a 10-year mark was one of them. And they both told her to fuck off. So then before the hearing date came, Katie withdrew. So it seems that Katie likes to file these TROs and then likes to kind of, maybe as a scare tactic, she does this. And then so that she can then approach them before this hearing date and offer, say, listen, I'll drop it if you just don't talk about me anymore. Don't say anything bad about me. And then if you, regardless of whether or not you agree, it seems like you're not going to end up in any kind of trial because she runs before that can happen, because she will withdraw it. That's what it seems. Judging by the pattern, that's what I'm assuming. I don't know. But let's go back and see what it is she was taking out a TRO against Vada for to begin with. Now, which one do I want to start with? This one. Okay, so we're going to start with the earlier one. I'm not going to play the whole video. I played this not too long ago on the channel, but I want to highlight some things. So we're going to start here. What was it? Timestamp. Oh, damn it, this isn't working right. Okay.
People will often say to me, Katie, you always find yourself in drama. And you know what? No, I don't talk to them. I don't speak to them. They're not my friends. They're not my family. They're not my employees. They're not my colleagues. They're literally just human beings that exist on YouTube.
It seems like a strange thing to list people who call you out for your lies and inconsistencies and the harm you cause, often. It seems like a weird thing to just go through this list of, well, they're not my friends. They're not my family. They're not my employees. They're not my colleagues. What? Why are we categorizing this as things they're not? Why are we doing that?
That have decided that I am their content. And this is how they make their money, which is fine. Whatever. Make your money. Get your coin. But they are literally making up insane conspiracies about me, which include that I've hired a woman named Charla MacGyver, who I don't have, by the way, and that me, little old me, who's literally just putting out content on my channel every day, is trying to ruin the world. And this morning, I'm getting dragged into more shit because whoever this person is now threatening to kill my son.
You hear that?
So I got.
Yeah. Now this stream was this is from February. This was from right around the time when she filed the TRO. I think it was. I don't know. It might have been later than that she filed the TRO. Now that I think about it, I'll have to look. But this is who she's talking about. She's talking about Vada. This is just a live stream she did back in February. She did a couple of video uploads on her channel around this time where she clearly states on how it was Vada. She doesn't say the name, but she gives enough little morsels of information that make you realize it's Vada. In fact, I'll show them to you in a moment in one of her comment sections. But first, we're going to finish this out.
4 emails overnight. One was, I'm going to probably take out a restraining order against you. followed up by, I'm not the one to mess with a link to a video that was removed by the creator, apparently. Then followed by another email that said, what did it say? I know you reported my video. Thanks for taking down my video. And then the following email was Vaughn's tragic death, which is my son. And then saying, you better be careful, or you better be sorry. Let me read it for you. This was literally my point of no return. The point where I called my lawyers. Vaughn's tragic death.
Mind you, I don't doubt that maybe she did receive something about Vaughn's tragic death, but it wasn't about her son. Katie seems to forget that was it 2022? I think it was 2022. Starting around early summer 2022, she covered this whole situation with Marvon McRae and Dre McRae. And Marvon was referred to as Vaughn, and he tragically passed away. She seems to forget the amount of subscribers and viewers she lost as a result of her coverage of that. How inflamed she made people by the flippant, just dismissive things she said about this man's family, about the accusation she made. She forgets this because probably she wants to just repaint all of history or something. But this is just evidence that people are not going to forget because they're sending her shit about Vaughn's tragic death.
You reported her GoFundMe. Renelle and Rabbit and her videos. I know it's you and Charla. She has the evidence. You and my crazy stalker are working together. You don't even know what's coming for you. Get ready. Nobody can save you now. With the title of Vaughn's tragic death, which is my son's name. So the police won't do shit. I'm not going to report it to the police. I live in a bumfuck small with the title of evidence. You reported her GoFundMe. Renelle and Rabbit and her videos. I know it's you and Charla. She has the evidence. You and my crazy stalker are working together. You don't even know what's coming for you. Get ready. Nobody can save you now. With the title of Vaughn's tragic death, which is my son's name.
A title of a video that was discussing Vaughn McRae. Okay.
So the police won't do shit. I'm not going to report it to the police. I live in a bumfuck small town. Like, the police here don't do crap about cyber anything. They don't care. They will not spend and invest any time in it. I'm not going to call the police over this because literally they are not going to do anything. But
I want to point out one other time she said that she wasn't going to bother with calling the police because they won't do anything. That was back in 2020. I think it was May or June. End of May, early June 2020, when she said that this brewery received these threatening, violent voicemails regarding Katie. And she said that she didn't know if they were going to be reported. They're not going to be reported, she ended up saying. And I believe she even said that one of the reasons was because the sheriff's department, her local sheriff's department, were really just too inept to handle such an investigation. But she's had no problem calling or reporting shit before, or just talking about how shit was reported, or all these investigations, or handing over this information for investigation or whatever. But now, these 2 times there, she doesn't do that. And I want to point out too how back in 2020, when those phone calls allegedly occurred, it just so happened to be like on the day, or actually the week, that her husband's new album dropped. Oh, and the person who owned her husband's record label also owned that brewery. Yeah. Okay. Stupid pinwheel.
They don't do anything. They don't care about online threats. They don't care. Like I said, I live in a small town. No, just, you guys, I'm turning off comments. I'm turning off comments because I'm already taking steps. I want y'all to know that I'm handling this. It will be handled. I gave these people grace last week, and I said I wasn't going to go legal with them. I said, I'm not going to try to silence you and try to take away your rights to speak about me. That's not my job. I don't give a crap what you say about me. But now I'm literally getting death threats from these same people who are on video, even after my video where I said Charlotte is not my employee, accusing Charlotte of being my employee. And Katie Adley Parker, is that your name, Rabbit? I know your name now. You guys know, you all know who's doing this. All of you know who's doing this. You know exactly who's sending the threats. You know exactly who's spoofing all these emails. You know it. You know it's not Charlotte, and you know it's not me. You know it's coming in from your circle. You know this is all fake. You are all so hell-bent on tying conspiracies to me that you don't care that there's real people involved. It is one thing to talk about things that you see online and to have a conversation about what you're viewing online. And it's a whole nother thing to like create a conspiracy about someone that the person is telling you is not real. And then double down on that conspiracy and then raise money on that conspiracy. Oh, and by the way, I was told today by an attorney that Katie Parker has never received a restraining order of protection. I want you guys to know that I promise you I'm taking care of this.
She's taking care of it. So are we to assume, and I think we are to assume, that one of the manners in which she's taking care of this is by filing a TRO against the person she believes is responsible for it. No, I mean, that would be taking care of it. Okay, well, now we're going to jump on to this one other video. This one I have some timestamps saved. All right, so it's... Now remember, these things that you're going to hear are things that she's accusing this person of having done to her or doing to her, but yet she dropped her only recourse of holding this person to any kind of accountable. So yeah, it's weird. All right, so this was from June 28, 2024. I've had the most unnerving, terrifying 2 weeks of my life. Everything has gotten worse. Yada yada. Okay. No, wait, where are my timestamps at? Oh, that's right. I didn't write them down for like the first 5 minutes. All right. All right, so we're going to do this. Okay, thank you. There you go. And so we're going to start about the 3-minute mark. Let me take that out and start over here. Okay.
And ultimately participated in what this person was doing. And now someone else has come in.
Okay, we're going to rewind it just a little bit for context.
They appear to be trying to copy that.
So Katie's going to go on to explain how back in 2021 or whatever it was, Nats, this person from the UK, yada yada, did this allegedly, yada yada. Okay, and now she's going to compare the person she says is doing it now to Nat, and well, you'll see.
Had inserted themselves into a lawsuit with another creator that sued me. We settled and everything is fine. But then that person went after me and the other side, and all of the people involved became victims of that person. And that person was never able to be arrested because they were in.
She means Nat.
The UK, and the anti-KJ community embraced this person, enabled this person, fueled this person, and ultimately participated in what this person was doing. And now someone else has come into the mix. And
now she's talking about that. Someone else has come into the mix.
And they appear to be trying to copycat what this other person did to me. Now, the difference with this is that this person is actually located in the United States. They have been way less than smart about how they've done this. They have left a very long paper trail. They have been extremely obvious in. So
she's saying that this person now, the person who she took out this TRO against, has been a copycat of the things that Nat had done, and that they left a long paper trail. They've been obvious and they've been less than smart about it all. But yet Katie couldn't see through a TRO, if that's the case. I mean, this should have been easy if there's been like this long paper trail, right? I mean, she's accusing, you'll hear.
Who and what they're doing. They have resorted in going after people that follow me. There are, as a result of what has gone on in the last year, there has been one specific follower of mine that has been targeted by this group of people because they think she's working for me. That one woman has like multiple restraining orders now.
Yeah. So she's talking about that one person there whose name she was mentioning before, which I find, now that I look back in this, I find this to be weird because the rest of this video is Katie going on and on about these list of offenses that she says that she believes that Vada had committed against Katie. But that brief moment there, she brought up this other person. Like, why even bring them up? I mean, but how is what that person's going through this most unnerving, terrifying 2 weeks of your life? It wasn't like, why even bring that up?
Out against that group of people. But there's one person in that group that appears to be fueled by, I keep trying to wrap my head around to like what this person is thinking, but I can't because I would never do this to anyone. So I will say on last week, I did a video and I let you guys know that someone swatted me and that we were woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning and it was pretty unnerving. And then I told you guys about how people had posted photographs of our house that were not available on Google images. So it was very unnerving to us. And the cops were called 4 additional times after we were swatted. And then we have had pizza delivered to our home that we didn't order. We had a false CPS report filed against us in a different county, which we had to follow up with and get closed. The person or persons have filed cases with the city and filing reports in my neighbors' names, complaining about dilapidated cars in my driveway, which is ridiculous. And they have been filing reports in my neighbor's name with the city. They have filed complaints with the Attorney General. They have contacted the FBI and filed a false report with them. They have filed a false report with the sheriff's office, with the Department of Human Services. They attempted to take out a line of credit in my name last week.
Okay, we're going to stop there for a second because she goes on. She's not done with this exhaustive list yet either. But we're just going to go through this and just, address it real quick. So she says that they targeted a follower. That this person reported Katie and family or whatever to CPS, filed cases with the city, filed cases in Katie's neighbors' names with the city, I guess, filed complaints with the Attorney General. I don't know if she means the United States Attorney General of Minnesota. She doesn't really specify, so who the fuck knows? That this person contacted the FBI. If this person's doing all this shit to you, why the fuck would they then contact the FBI themselves? It's just, they would be an idiot and they would easily be caught, I would think. Oh, and that this person also filed reports with Katie's local sheriffs, that this person reported Katie to the Department of Human Services, I think she said. What does that even mean? And that this person sent pizzas to Katie's home, and that this person tried to take out a line of credit in Katie's name, which is weird because the only other time I heard of that being attempted or whatever, or even being a thing, was when Steve brought it up, how someone tried to do that to him last summer. That's so weird. Okay. Not this past summer, the summer before. All right. We're going to let her continue now.
And to this person, I've been looking at their profile and they seem to think that this kind of behavior is just silly and funny. And yes, it's annoying when it happens to someone, but they don't seem to have this level of seriousness about what it does to people when you do these things. And here's the thing. I understand that as a public figure, my job means that I will be criticized, and I am fine with that. Okay. I don't care if you talk about me. I don't care if everyone talks about me. That's fine. Go ahead and talk about me. I talk about people all the time. But when you start filing reports based on false information about someone, that's where you kind of start crossing lines. And when you're intentionally trying to create chaos and conflict between multiple groups of people, and you're the one causing the conflict, which is what this person seems to be doing. They are sending threats to people in my name from email accounts that I don't own. And then they're signing these emails with someone else's name. Then they're creating other emails with people that they used to be friends with and sending me threats from that person. And all the while, I know who's doing it. I know exactly the person that's doing this because they've been doing this since May of 2023. And
okay, so there she says that this person sent threatening emails in Katie's name to other people, that they sent Katie threats in emails using names from other people, that Katie knows exactly who it is. She knows who it is because they've been doing the same shit since May of 2023. and that there's so much, oh, I don't know if she said it yet, but that there's so much evidence of what they're doing. I think she says that now.
I have so much evidence of what they're doing. And so I'm not quite clear about how this gets rectified and how it gets taken care of. I don't know what's going to happen here. But what I will say is that I had to spend time on a work day meeting with 2 separate law enforcement agencies.
Okay, I want to point that out there. She says, I had to spend time on a work day to meet with 2 separate law enforcement agencies. Now, that seems weird because I feel like if Katie were opting to report this, if that was what initiated this contact with law enforcement, then why would it have to have been her sacrificing this work day to do so? Why couldn't she have done it at any point in time? Because it's not like they would have been calling her in, right? She would have been saying, hey, I need to come down and talk to you guys. I want to come at this point in time. Is that cool? And if they said no, then she would have said, no, I needed to be at a, she wouldn't be like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I can only go during a work day. Which, I mean, let's face it, she can do any of her work at any point in time of the day because there's no 9 to 5 and making up bullshit. You can do that around the clock. I digress. Anyway, but yeah, she had to meet with law enforcement, these 2 agents. She had to. Not that she chose to, she opted to. She decided to. She had to. It's almost like she didn't have a choice in the matter, in my opinion. Yeah, I was going to say something else there, but I forgot.
And sift through just piles and piles of evidence and go through years of.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so now, as we know, maybe you listening to this don't know because you would have missed. Maybe you didn't see the stream where I did this. I went over some, not some, but I think pretty much all of the reports to her sheriff's department. During this time, another content creator had submitted a FOIA request and obtained them and was kind enough to share them with me. And that's when we learned that the reason why there's an investigation, there was an investigation into who was creating or submitting these false reports, is because the law enforcement decided to do that. That they were like, okay, that's enough. We can see that there's a lot of these several false reports coming through. We need to look into this. We need to investigate. And then they decided to do so. So I find that between that bit of information and hearing her say, I had to meet with these agencies on a workday, that tells me that she didn't opt herself to meet with them. And it's almost like, I mean, I'm not saying this is the case, but if I'm correct in what I'm saying so far, then I think it would be also correct possibly to assume that the reason why she even submitted any kind of TRO against Vada is because she realized that now that people were investigating her bullshit, so she had to make it look good. In my opinion, allegedly. I don't know if I'm right. I don't know. I don't know. She never said anything to me one way or the other, but it's possible. It is definitely possible.
What I've been experiencing and how different cult leaders have fueled a lot of this paranoia and this false narrative about me. And it's like, I can't even tell the people that are in this community that what they think about me is false because they are so gaslit by these people that they truly believe I'm evil, wicked, and they feel like they're righteous in their fight against me, which is even scarier. So like, I actually expose people that are doing bad things, but what they are doing is creating scenarios.
All right. Katie doesn't expose anyone. She just talks about people who have already been exposed either by some other entity or by themselves. Like, okay, Jim Bob Duggar, the Duggars, Joshua Duggar. Katie didn't expose a single fucking one of them. TLC pretty much did that. They themselves pretty much did that. Katie just then went on to talk about it. And it's the same thing with anyone and everyone else that she discusses. So yeah, she doesn't expose a fucking thing. Well, besides her being an ass, maybe, but whatever.
For me to try to frame me for things, which is ridiculous. And they're trying to paint me as the evil one. And they're all doing this in a way because they want to have content for their channels. A lot of them are content creators and they want to.
If that were true, if Katie brought in good views or made good content, then my channel would be a hell of a lot bigger than it is. But Yeah, she doesn't bring the views in. Definitely not like maybe she used to. But even then, when she used to, she didn't really bring them in.
They've built an audience where I am the devil. I'm like Satan. I am the worst person ever. I'm evil incarnate. And it's weird because if I tried to interact with these people, like there's one person specifically I would want to talk to because I know for a fact she thinks that I have sent her these messages when I didn't, but I don't think she realizes that that same person is sending me threats in her name to me. In fact, that person sent an email.
Okay, so I did skip over a couple of my timestamps here. She knows what I've been doing. Okay, no, I'm right on time. They sent this person. Well, the person she wanted to talk to was Nikki. We all know that. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Email to my attorney confessing to crimes.
Oh no, we're going to hear that one more time.
In fact, I didn't, but I don't think she realizes that that same person is sending me threats in her name to me. In fact, that person sent an email to my attorney confessing to crimes yesterday.
So she's saying that the person who's behind doing all of this and all this harassment or whatever for Katie also sent an email to Katie's attorney confessing to having done all this. What? Oops, sorry. I hit my keyboard. Sorry.
In this person's name. And my attorney was like, okay, this is weird. And so we're forwarding.
Can you picture that too? Like the attorney just calling Katie up, okay, like this is weird. Like, what the?
This all to law enforcement, but that person that thinks I'm threatening her doesn't realize that the person she thinks is threatening her, which is me, isn't doing it, and that someone she formerly really trusted is the one that's doing it. What this person is doing is they're creating chaos on both sides. So they're the instigator of all of it. They are creating emails in different people's names. They are
like, I feel like this is telling, very telling. Okay, because no one had any really much of an idea of any of this narrative that she's spinning here, possibly because it never really quite happened, at least not by anyone other than Katie. But so no one really knew about it. But yeah, here's Katie, and thankfully she's here too, to tell you all about it, to tell you exactly who's doing it, what they're doing, and why they're doing it. She knows what's going through the perpetrator's mind. She can tell you all about it. She's already profiled this shit. Wow. Wonder why that is.
Setting up Gmail accounts. They are sending threats then to one creator on one side, which would be the anti-KJ, and then they're sending me a threat on the other side in the name of someone from the anti-KJ community. So they're making it seem like we're at a war when we're not. Like I literally don't even know who these creators are that I'm getting these emails about. And because that whole community has such a like turnover rate of so many different creators, people jump into it.
Gee, for a community that she never pays any attention to, she doesn't watch any of our videos, she doesn't know anything about, she sure knows a hell of a lot about it. She knows the turnover rate.
They like leave after a while because they figure out it's all stupid and their whole goal is just ridiculous and it's founded on lies. People wake up and realize that they've been misled and they come back to me and they apologize.
We all use Katie's own words and posts and voice and everything when we make any of our points. So, well, she does lie. Or maybe it is all kind of based on lies, since we're using her own words and she does lie. Maybe there was a way for it. She just told on herself again. Maybe.
Apologize. So I don't even pay attention to what these people are saying about me because it's kind of like when you're dealing with QAnon, like you can't argue.
But she knows all about the community. Oh, she doesn't really pay attention to anything that we're saying or whatever. She knows all about us, though. She knows exactly why anyone here is doing whatever it is they're doing. She knows exactly who they're talking to, exactly who they're friends with. She knows everything, but she doesn't really pay attention. No.
You a negative, like you can't prove a negative. I can't prove to them I'm not that person because they believe I'm that person. This one specific person has been gaslit by a lot of different people. They've been gaslit by the cult leader, Robert Shin. They've been gaslit by other people that I have covered in the past. They've been gaslit by other creators about me. And they believe literally that I'm a predator and that I'm evil. And they think they're fighting this like war against me with their sole mission of like trying to take me down. And to do this, they're taking and exceeding steps that are so far beyond what I can comprehend or even share with you because I've literally never even thought of someone going through something like this. Like, I can't fathom why anyone would want to file a report with CPS and pose as someone else's attorney, knowing full well that that's not who filed it, knowing full well that the attorney is going to get a copy of this and know that they didn't file it. I don't know why the same person would.
I want to point out here, though, too. So these reports that were obtained through a FOIA request by the other content creator I mentioned, and that was shared with me, I can see exactly what was allegedly, well, no, something was reported, obviously, but who it is, who's doing the reporting, it doesn't really give much info, or have much info. But what this person or these people have been saying in their reports is that Katie's husband is doing all kinds of disgusting things to their child, and that he's threatening to end Katie Joy, and that he has a handheld weapon. And yeah, and in previous reports too, or even in emails, Katie herself has said that this person has written her an email threatening to her son. So this is what she's talking about when she says reports. And this is why she took out the temporary restraining order, because she knows who's doing it. I mean, they left such a fucking extensive paper trail. It was obvious, because they weren't very smart about it. So she knows exactly who's doing it. But yet, now all of a sudden, she just dismissed the TRO. It's crazy. What is it with these people just exploiting fucking minors for their own cause? Like, it's just disgusting. Like, oh my God, she and Cheshire really are fucking alike. Oh God. All right. So I'm going to go then here to the comments. I already typed in Crystal, so I'm only going to be pulling up Katie's comments or this person named Crystal, apparently. But okay. I just want to point out the instances in which she drops information that tip us off that she's talking about Vada, the person who she took the TRO out on. Oh, wait, where's that one part? This one, I would want to just take a minute here and read this. So she says, hey there, I have no reason to lie about any of this. I'm not showing receipts because 2 law enforcement agencies have the receipts and it's an ongoing investigation. I'm not naming names for that reason. I met with 2 FBI agents and local law enforcement. All of this is being taken very seriously. The amount of resources this person has wasted is astronomical. There are state and federal crimes. I'm sorry, her use of the word astronomical, it's the irony. Well, okay. There are state and federal crimes being investigated. Cases take time to build. I'm not lying and won't be gaslit on my own platform. I'm not lying. I have no reason to lie about any of this. Okay, this one toward the end here. She says, the detective working the case said that he doesn't often have people being victimized through the weaponization of law enforcement. He has been so responsive and has promised to help resolve the situation. The FBI was also very helpful. I was nervous to be in a room with 3 law enforcement officers and just me. Why wasn't her husband there with her? That's so weird. But they were all very kind and made me feel at ease. They didn't make me feel like it was my fault in any way. Thankfully, the county is pretty furious at the amount of resources this person is wasting. Okay. They didn't make me feel like I was doing it at all, allegedly, in my opinion. She said, Rabbit isn't sending the threats. Nope, I haven't sent threats to anyone. The person doing this made fake email accounts in my name. Law enforcement, both state and federal, have the names of who is involved. So they have the names of those who are involved. So there's those. Now, she could have just been like a generalized plural, I guess, or whatever. But she didn't, though. She could have said them involved, or they involved, those involved. That tells me plural. So I'm wondering why she only took out 1 TRO that night. So I wonder if there were others involved, but she didn't feel the need to take one out on them. That's weird. She's not the one, but she's definitely associated with the person doing this, meaning Rabbit. Rabbit, for sure, is tied to this person. Okay, it's not her. All right. I'm not saying their name. She's the person doing it. Okay. So there's that. I'm going to pull up another video here. Wait, we're going to do this. All right. So there's that one. I don't think the other one's. I watched. Oh, no, there it is. Okay. I knew it was going to be on here. All right. So I want to just, I'm not going to play these videos. I want to just look at the comments real quick. So.
Have relatively.
I don't know if this is the one that has it though or not. No, I think it's this one. All right, so here we go. Yeah, it's this one. I didn't include in the video that this group has falsely reported me to the police, FBI, and CPS. I have had police at my home almost a dozen times, and this is, mind you, this is back in February. Okay, she was saying this. February 12th. I've had police at least a dozen times over false reports of abuse and neglect by this group. I have never done this to anyone. So anyone claiming that this is high school drama, what is it? What, even if you did do it to someone else, why would that be high school drama? Like, why are you comparing the two? Like one, they go hand in hand. It's so weird. And what did you do in high school? You're now associating this together. That's so fucking weird. I don't believe stalking, harassing someone who doesn't respond. Okay. I just want to show why we make the connection to Vanna, because she talks about how the person that she's blaming this on, that she thinks is doing all this, she had to face off in court in North Carolina, and that was Vanna. Vanna's the one who filed a TRO on her in Vanna's home state of North Carolina, and Katie then had it dismissed through her lawyer for personal jurisdiction. And yeah, that's why that's where she makes it known that this person, when she says this person who she's referring to is that person, the one in North Carolina. That's Vanna. Everything. Okay. Steve is okay. So yeah. It's this video or it's another one. She says that. Either way, I've shown it before. I don't even care. I don't, we all know that that's what she did. Yeah. So yeah. Now, mind you, that this person that she's talking about in all of these claims, that, I mean, she had a TRO on him. All she had to do was keep the TRO in place until they went to trial for it, until Katie had to prove her case with the claim she made in her TRO. And Vanna had the opportunity to defend herself against these ridiculous claims, like her, by showing evidence or the lack thereof, really, I think is more likely, because you really can't prove a negative. But before Katie could do that, to try to get her justice, if nothing else, if nothing more than just have people bear witness. She stopped just before that. Why the fuck would anyone do that? Unless it's not true. You know? Oh yeah, this video is mostly about Robert. Okay. Damn it, stop moving. So yeah, that's where we are. That's where we are. So I just wanted to cover that. And I wanted to point out how this is her pattern. This is what she's done. This is what she does. She gets, see, I don't want to say it's just upset that people are talking poorly about her on the internet. I think it's when people are talking about her poorly and accurately that she kind of, in my opinion, gets a little frazzled about and wants to try and shut that shit down, in my opinion. Because that's what Tina had done. I don't know if that's what Little Miss Noble was doing. I know a lot of the claims Little Miss Noble was making, which now it kind of, I now I'm questioning if whether maybe some of them were correct. I think it's very possible that Katie was blaming a lot of shit falsely on Little Miss Noble, and that she had to at least give the appearance of following through with it, much like I think she did here with Vada, my opinion. So yeah, but that's really a fucked up way to go about some bullshit like that, you know, just to put on a good show or whatever. And she talks about how all of these resources being wasted over falseness. What the fuck is she doing? You know, like obviously she wasn't in fear of her life or of her kid's life or her family's life because she dismissed it. If that fear were there, she wouldn't have dismissed that shit for the world. But she dismissed it. It's crazy. Thank you for that, Heather. Heather says, if you are late coming in, please watch the beginning of the stream. It does, yeah, it does explain a little bit here. Well, I haven't looked at chat, my bad. Let me look at chat here. Yeah. If Todd is being accused for a second time, why does she never tell him till the issue is resolved? Yeah, I mean, I remember that. Yeah, in the live stream, she said that what accusations were being made to CPS or whatever, and they were about her husband. And her husband seemed to have been hearing this for the very first time while Katie was live, because he's like, what? What the fuck did they say? That why? I'm familiar with the police in her area. Trust me, they take everything seriously. You know, Marsha, I would agree with you. I'm not very familiar with the police in her area. I'm familiar with a handful of police in her area. And yeah, not only do they take this shit seriously, but they even have the resources and the capabilities in which to investigate these things. So if someone were being sloppy and leaving a paper trail like a mile long and not being very smart about it, then these law enforcement officials would have absolutely been able to find that paper trail and follow it. So yeah, I would have to agree with you, I think. But yeah, so yeah, all this shit, the videos I was playing, that's not happening now. What's happening now is the TRO that resulted as, or that came about as a result of the videos I was playing for you, was just dismissed. Or no, it wasn't dismissed, my bad. It was taken back, withdrawn. Yeah, before their court date even happened. Huh. I wonder, wait a minute, when was their court date? Now, for granted, I don't know anything about like Minnesota civil rules and procedures, but I know like for other state, another state, I'll say in particular, that before any such trial happens and within a specific timeline or time frame before that trial, there's usually like a pretrial conference hearing. And as a result of that, sometime before court, they have to exchange information, like discovery. I wonder if they even made it that far. I don't know. They wanted me to send you. Okay. And I wanted me to send this to you. Okay. I don't know. Idiot. Thank you. Thank you for that, Anthony. Oh my God, they just totally distracted me. Shit. Fuck. So, oh yeah, this was it. I wonder though, if they did make it to the pre-trial conference. I imagine that they did if they were that close to the court date. They would have at least made it that far. But I wonder if they made it to the point, the deadline in which to exchange discovery. I mean, I'm assuming that other states do it the same way in the state that I had to participate in recently. So, and if that's the case, then that's what would have happened. And I wonder what could have possibly been shared in that discovery that made someone want to withdraw, maybe. I wonder. That's something to try to find out. I mean, yeah, fuck yeah. That's interesting. Anyway, let me go here back in chat here. There's something else I want to go over to. I can't remember what now. Fuck. Give me a second. It'll come to mind. Because I think I took screenshots of something or whatever. I can't remember now. Damn it. Oh, yeah, that's right. Now I remember. Yeah, okay. All right. I'm just going to scroll up real quick, see if I'm in here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, shoot. Thank you, Shell, for getting that. Thank you. Here, I'm going to, damn it, I should have put the customization on real quick. I'm going to change the chat here real quick to to subscribers only. Now, you only have to be a subscriber for like a couple minutes. I'm not going to go crazy with it. And I completely understand if after the stream you want to unsubscribe, whatever, you do you. But in doing this, this will prevent any other future trolls coming in and trying to disrupt the chat and the stream ultimately. So that's the reason why I do this. All right, there we go. So yes, you just have to be a subscriber for like 3 minutes. That's it. Not a big deal. Okay, so I want to. No, I don't know how I could really investigate this. Okay, because no one's going to be honest with me about anything. You know, and I don't have access to like personal financial shit for people. So, I mean, I don't know how I can verify what it is I'm looking at here. So I want to ask you all for help because I'm legitimately curious here. Now, I find it funny that Cheshire, Mania, for example, attacked this GoFundMe campaign that Rabbit had started for mostly for Renelle, but I think for the two of them now that, you know, Rabbit's well on her way of having been served. But people wanted to attack that like it was some phony bullshit or whatever because they mentioned Katie Joy in the description. Okay, well, if that's the case, if that's like fraud or raising money under fraudulent circumstances, then what's this? Now, I could be wrong because I can't investigate this. I can't. So really, it's going to be up to the person whose fundraiser it is to verify if what I'm seeing is actual and correct or not. So help me out here. You know, help people out here. I'm going to take your attention here over to this GoFundMe that Cheshire Mania started for TraumaCon. Now, I had seen this some time ago, but it was one of those things like, this can't be the case. I got to be looking at something here incorrectly. This can't be right. But, you know, whatever. Maybe it is. I don't know. So here it is. And now we have updates here. Okay. Now I want to go back to an older update to this one here. The update they did in February. So this is for when Cheshire flew into the United States to testify in a court case in February. in the end of February, actually. And she shows receipts. Now, she raised money for this. They were raising, this is what started the campaign. So it had a $6,000 goal. And they were raising money so that they could, both of them, you know, because Cheshire's coming in from Canada and Manya would have been coming in from New Zealand, so that both of them can testify in this civil proceeding here that neither one of them really knew anything about. But still, anyway. So they raised money, and she raised I want to say she raised like around $1,000 for this, for the initial trip there in February. And here she is presenting receipts of things. Okay. Now let's look at these receipts here for a minute. All right. So she already redacted all the things that need redacting. So there's that. So, all right. So here's just breaking down some shit for the flight or whatever. No big deal. Here's the other one. Ticket number, seat number, whatever. And then it says method of payment, mileage plus, but that's redacted. And then Visa, date of purchase, that's redacted. That's weird. Why would you redact that? Even the year was fucking redacted. Whatever, I digress. Okay. All right. So there's that. Now this last one. Again, Cheshire, thank you for that trick about opening up the image in a new tab so you can enlarge it. It's proven to be most helpful. So again, we have method of payment, mileage plus, redacted, Visa redacted, date redacted, and it goes all the way through. Total per passenger, 42,400 miles plus $67.72. So this was paid, the trip initially, the flight anyways, was mostly paid for with miles, airline miles. Is that what I'm reading here? I mean, okay. I'm wondering why they needed so much money then. I mean, it's whatever. I don't care, because I don't even care if she was being a little less than honest. I don't give a shit. It's a stupid fucking fundraiser for a very small amount of money. I don't give a shit. But I just find it hypocritical that she wants to like crazy loudly over someone mentioning Katie Joy's name in their GoFundMe. But yet here she is not really breaking that down or whatever. You know? I don't know. Is it just me? I don't think it's just me. So yeah. And then here we have a total of $1,480 raised. And now I want to point out one other did she do that here too? With this other? I don't know. I could be wrong. Let me open this up. Okay, am I seeing shit here? Okay, let me show you what I mean. So this is what she posted in July for when she was supposed to go out there again, which she didn't. Wait, I gotta share this. Okay. So there's no information on here or whatever. Wait a minute, rates are quoted in US dollars. Why is it that the last one had Canadian dollars or whatever and this one's in US? That's weird. And then which is just a quote. Okay. But anyways, round trip flight, one traveler, cancellation plan. Now here's the thing, they didn't really jump out at me at first, but now that I think about it, like when I booked my flight both times, it was told like an insane amount of times how it's non-refundable. Sure, you can buy like insurance or whatever for it so that your tickets will be refundable should they need to, but you had to pay extra for it. I'm just pointing that out. Whatever. I don't care if people buy refundable tickets or not. I don't give a shit. But I'm just pointing out that it's where cancellation plan. So she must have bought refundable tickets possibly. Is that what that means? I mean, I'm not positive. I'll be honest. I'm not positive, but that's kind of what it looks like. Now, the next one here, this is the recent update, the one in July. Wait, oh, shoot. Okay, no, there we go. Oh, okay. This might clear up the whole Canadian dollars things. Okay, so we have Canadian, but then quoted in US dollars. Okay, that's weird. Anyway, I don't think that's anything though. And then the last one, which doesn't really have any other additional information on it. This is about, I guess, her hotel or whatever. And it doesn't show us paid. It just shows what she's being quoted for. So yeah. Now, she didn't end up making it out there in July, apparently. I'm gonna leave her to tell that story though, because I am. For now. So yeah. Yeah. I don't know, that's weird. It is weird. I feel like she didn't even go out there the second time for whatever reason. Okay. Whether she told the truth or not, whether there really was a reason, for whatever reason, she didn't go out there. And she had refundable tickets. You know, there was a cancellation plan. So, I wonder, hopefully I don't know. She doesn't have to return the money. She doesn't. There's no legal obligation, I think, for her to do so. But I just wonder if the person who's been lolcowing or whatever over Katie Joy's name being mentioned in another GoFundMe, if this person herself is holding herself to like some sort of, I don't know, sense of integrity with her own GoFundMe. I don't know. I don't think so, though. All right, I'm going to go look at chat now. Oh, you can see what's on the screenshot? I'm sorry. Yep, Airline Miles Company. Strange, though, because both Canada and New Zealand are on kilometers, not miles. Oh, that's a good point. I mean, I knew this, but I didn't think of this. So Miss Noble was Little Miss Noble was not Katie Joy. Her name was Katie McDermott, I think. So yeah. There's a lot of Katies involved, like all around. Like there's, Katie Joy, there's Katie McDermott. Now there's Katie, Good Rabbit, and I'm sure there's more. Funnily enough, my mom almost named me Katie. Thanks, Kat. Kathleen, but she said that she was going to call me Katie. That was what she wanted to name me. And then my dad came home one day and said, "Hey, what about Aaron?" And she's like, "Oh my God, I love him. That's why I'm Aaron and not Katie." Interesting, huh? So yeah. If you book it through Priceline or something, then you can't track it. Depends on the airline. United dollars. Okay. I was thinking purely cash. I forgot people use miles. I get what you meant. She has told a few stories. Apparently, one of the stories is she is claiming she got death threats out there. What? Who, Chesh? She's saying she got death. The fuck out of here. Oh my God. But so in that version, did she even make it out there? Because I'm not so sure she did. I kind of know, but still. So is Katie innocent? Innocent of what? I don't know. I don't think so. Oh wait, Katie. By Katie, do you mean Little Miss Noble, or because I think you might have been the one? Yeah, you did. It was you who asked about that. Was Little Miss Noble innocent? I don't know. I honestly, I know a lot of people don't agree with me on this, and it's fine. No one has to agree with me. I think that they might have. I think they might have been involved in whatever scheme was at play, possibly. That's my opinion. And I get it if people don't agree with me. You don't have to. And it's just my opinion. I got nothing to base this on other than just my gut or whatever, if you will. But like nothing concrete, absolutely not. So I could be wrong. Is what I'm saying. That for airline rewards programs in Canada, miles means points. Points equal money value. So what's that mean? Like, did she buy the miles? And why wouldn't that be listed in like the total like credit card charge or whatever? Because like it clearly says $67 or something for credit card, which whatever, I don't care. But I don't understand what the miles things means. I don't. And that's why I'm asking. And like I said, there's no way I can really go about verifying this or whatever, with the parties involved, because no one's gonna even if she did tell me honestly, I wouldn't believe her. I mean, it's Cheshire. Speaking of which, so I'm aware of her streams today and yesterday, whatever. I just want to say though, between her and Manya, the amount of hours they've spent online on YouTube talking about me, like I kind of like the fact that at any point in time over like the past 3 days, if you went on YouTube, chances are you could have seen a video of someone talking about me. I don't see that as a negative. But anyway, one of the people she had on stream with her, not today, I don't think, but yesterday, I know she did, is a channel here on YouTube. And I want to extend an offer to, I guess, Egghead. I want to extend an offer here. Okay, listen, you don't know me. I don't know you. And whatever, that's cool. And I get that Cheshire is your friend. And I'm not going to sit here and try to steer you away from her, but I don't give a shit. But I do think that it would at least make for better content for when you do go on Cheshire's channel. If you have a little bit more familiarity with the subject matter in which you are discussing, when the subject matter is myself. So I would like to invite you to come on to my channel whenever. Well, not tonight, obviously, because I'm going to wrap this up in a little bit, but some other night. And you can ask me any questions you like, and I will answer you as honestly as I can at that time, is so long as I'm able to actually, answer these questions, which I think I will be. Or you could just come on and we can talk about something else. It doesn't even have to be about me or any of this shit, whatever. But I think you should at least become a little bit more familiar with things, because I've checked out your channel. I watched some of your streams, and your cat's adorable, by the way. And I have a video up on my channel too with the red dot thing or whatever with my dog. It's kind of funny. So, I mean, I understand your content too, I think. So I think that you could offer a hell of a lot more to Cheshire streams. You just, I think, need to be a little bit more familiar with the subject matter. So let me help you familiarize yourself with me, even if you don't like me. Okay, whatever. But let's talk. Let's just for real talk, so you can see just exactly what it is you're talking about when you talk with her about me. Or who knows? Maybe you and I could even be friends. Who the fuck knows? Crazier things have happened. I'm open for anything. I'm open, whatever. I'm not shooting anything down. But the offer is there. And I'm going to reach out to you, privately too, and extend this offer. So I'm not banking on you only getting this offer here in the stream. You will actually get it from me personally as well. So yeah, hopefully you take me up on this. I really do hope you do. So, okay. What's that? I'm sending you the tweet. I'm sorry. I apologize if you heard that in the background. It's whatever. What? is, oh my God, that is the stupidest thing ever. Like, what does she even mean? But oh my God, I thank you for sharing this one. I'm going to pull this up right now. Okay, so apparently Cheshire shared this, what was it, a month ago? It says a month ago, but I think this is a screenshot, right? So I don't know how long ago she shared this. I can't see a date on here, so I don't know. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and share it. I'm going to guess that it's probably right around July. Yeah, July. But she says, states I'm not allowed to visit off the top of my head due to standing death threats. What do you mean not allowed? Who the fuck isn't allowing you to go to a state? Is the US government not allowing you? Is the Canadian government? Is the state authorities not allowing you in? I'm going to take a chance here and say no, that none of those apply. And therefore, you are actually allowed to go where the fuck you want. So yeah, and what do you mean off the top of my head? Like there's so many other states listed, they're not on the top of your head right now. So they can't be off the top of your head. These are just the ones that are currently right now at this moment off the top of your head. Why would Texas be a thing? Who's from Texas? Like North Carolina, I think she's insinuating Nevada. New York, myself. Alabama, I'm not positive, but maybe that's where Meg, I know Meg is down south somewhere. In, well, Kansas, because that's where a lot of this, played out. Who's Texas? Black Wolf, are you from Texas? I don't know. Possibly. So just where these people are, she just doesn't like it. She likes to drag continuously. So she can't, in her mind, travel to these states because of death threats. But she can continue telling lies about them and dragging their names for months on end on fucking YouTube, right? That's okay. That's allowed, right? Please now. You ain't this. You're not allowed to go anywhere. You can go where the fuck you want. You're just trying to be dramatic here. You're trying to pull a Katie Joy. That's what you're doing. That is. You're trying to create a little bit of drama, trying to make yourself look like the poor little me victim. Ain't no one fucking giving you threats of any kind because no one even finds you to be threatening. So why would they feel the need to threaten you back? Come on. Oh my God, that's so funny. Thank you for sharing that with me, though. I was not aware of that. Wait a minute. Wait. He's feeding the cats. Oh, okay. So yeah, there's that. Oh, again, I apologize for that if you heard it from the background. He doesn't even apologize. Oh my God, will you stop it?
There's a fresh one.
Yeah, you're so gross. All right. You missed. Okay. Oh. I missed the CSIS, which is Canadian Secret Intelligence Service. I never even heard of that agency before. How have I never heard of that? Like I've heard of like MI6 or whatever, like Mossad, I guess, but I never heard of the Canadian Secret Intelligence Service. Oh my God, that's crazy. I wonder maybe she meant maybe Alabama's. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, because it's close to Louisiana. I was gonna say I didn't think you were from Alabama, but I know you were like near that part of the country, that part of the world, whatever. I gotta make this a little bigger for me. There we go. Oh, now I can read it better. I'm so old. I know the weather was great in Toronto when she didn't fly for whatever reason. Well, I mean, yeah, it was July, right? I guess it's possible that the weather might not have been great in Kansas, but I'm pretty sure it was because other people managed to show up from, so like other people who showed up may not have been flying from Canada, but they're flying from outside of Kansas. So they would have had to fly into Kansas, much like those from Toronto would have had to fly into Kansas. So I'm guessing Kansas wasn't the bad weather since other people were able to fly into the state. So I don't think that was it. I don't know if maybe she did give the excuse of weather. I don't know, but regardless of whatever excuse she gave, I don't know exactly how long court went on for, but I from what I recall, I heard something about it being, there was like several days put aside for it. Okay. So we're not talking like one measly day there. So even if she did miss something because of weather, she would have likely been flying in like the day before. So she could have, they would have, set her up on another flight and she could have flown in then. And she would have had plenty of time to do whatever it is she wanted to do, I think. Like, okay, so when I was on my way back the first time, I set up an Uber ride. Well, it was called J Ride or something, but it was Uber essentially from the airport to where I was staying, which was like a 45-minute drive. So, and I set up a ride for the way back. Only where I was staying, there were no Uber drivers. Like the entire time I was there, I could not get an Uber anywhere. Let alone I couldn't even get one on the way back to the airport. So I ended up missing my flight on the way back. I ended up making it to the airport. Thankfully, all the thanks goes to Vada J, though, seriously. But I just, because of all the mishap and everything with the ride service, I ended up missing my flight. So they put me on the next flight, which was the following morning, like morning early. So if she hadn't missed something, they would have put her on like probably the next morning or the next day anyways, in which case she would have had plenty of time to do what it is she was intending to do there. So I don't think well, maybe I guess that could be an excuse, but it's not the reason. Anyway, but I don't know. Well, I'm curious to see. I don't know, whatever. I already know what's going to be said or claimed or whatever. I just want to throw it out there that, yeah, she lying. She's lying. That's all. You're trying to figure out the airline business will give you a massive headache. When you figure it out, they change everything. Yeah. You're right. The system is interconnected. RCMP is Canada's FBI. Okay. I thought that they were like stateies, like state police, but oh yeah, it would be federal, wouldn't it? I'm an idiot. Okay. They investigate maple theft and horseback and are always sorry. And if you're missing a leg, they'll cut one off for you. That's a Family Guy reference. All right, so on that note, how weird if you missed your flight just a minute. Yeah. And even if she did miss it, I mean, there's still plenty of time for her to, get booked on another one and go out there. I mean, and surely I thought I was going to have to like pay some sort of fee or whatever for the airline to do that. But no, there was no cost. They were just like, yeah, okay, sure. You missed this flight. We'll just put you on the next one. Like no fee, no nothing. And I didn't even purchase any kind of like cancellation insurance or anything. So it was pretty awesome. But okay, on that note, I'm going to wrap this up because it's been like an hour and a half and I have to work tomorrow. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow because I got a long day tomorrow. Maybe Saturday, but if I do Saturday, it will be in the afternoon because I have to work Saturday night now instead of Saturday during the day. So, but in all honestly, I'm probably not going to stream again until Sunday night. So Sorry. So yeah. And I am, like I said, I am aware of the like 5-hour stream 2 days ago, then like a 4 or 3 or something yesterday. And I don't even know how long the one today was. But I'm aware of all the streams. I really don't give a shit. I just love the fact that because of those two, that chances are, if you had signed on to YouTube at any point, most any point during these past 3 days, you would have found one of them talking about me. I kind of like that. I do. Thank you. Keep up the good work. All right, I'm out of here. Thanks for being here, guys. Bye.